We've been talking on the YouTube channel, guys, about Horizon 2 and the newest, continuation of this franchise being Forbidden West. And I gotta say, guys, I'm really excited about it. I think that this could be, really a pretty big franchise. Let's just put it that way. I think it's going to be like the next big franchise for Sony moving into the PlayStation 5. And I'm really excited about Horizon 2 Forbidden West. I always say Horizon 2 or Horizon Zero Dawn 2, but Horizon Forbidden West, guys, I want to talk about in this segment of the show everything that we want in this game. And when I say we, guys, I'm going to be mainly, giving you guys my opinions here, but some of you may share similar opinions, some of you may not. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. So as I said, guys, this is another one of those movies for me, or games for me, that absolutely blew my mind when I played it. And what I will tell you guys, I'll be honest, is that when I first was watching the trailers and such, I thought, it looks like it's going to be pretty good. It looks similar to like certain games out there, but it's got kind of its own flavor, its own kind of, differences to other, games out there. And so I thought, even though I didn't really feel confident in going and buying the game, as far as it being like a really great experience, I went ahead and I took the plunge into buying it. And when I did, I gotta say, I was amazed at this world that they're building and all of that, right? I wish that it was a full package, which we'll get to here shortly. But for the story, as far as the story is concerned, I absolutely thought, guys, that it was, one of the best games that I played on the PlayStation 4. I just loved Horizon Zero Dawn as a whole. I thought it was great. I thought that the character development, some of the enemies, the environments, all of those things were just great. And so now, moving into Forbidden West, you've got my attention, Guerrilla Games. You have my attention. So with that, I really want to see, obviously, the evolution here of, this franchise, of Horizon. I think that now, in order for this to become a full-blown, big franchise for Guerrilla Games and for Sony in particular, I think that they're going to have to evolve this thing. And so we've already seen in the trailer, the reveal trailer, that it looks like they're doing those things. One thing, guys, for me that I want is new environments, new enemies, new characters, and then, of course, new weaponry and new things and new ways that we can traverse the world. So what I'm getting at here is I want to see, new as well as existing characters. And obviously, we're going to be getting those things. It seems, at least. New enemies as well as some old enemies as well from the first game. I want to see new environments and new locations, which it certainly looks like we're getting that from the trailer, being able to go underwater and such. Underwater city, it almost looks like. Those are things, guys, that are ways that you are going to be able to really not only just kind of learn more about the history, the lore, the story that is Horizon, which I think is going to be absolutely awesome. And I think that from that reveal trailer, if I learned anything from it, guys, they are absolutely making an approach here that it's not just going to be a copy and paste of Horizon Zero Dawn. It's going to be a lot more than that. You're going to be able to go underwater. You're going to be able to do other things, traverse the world in different ways. That leads me to the next thing, guys, for me at least, is other than having, those new locations and all of, and new environments, something for me that I'd like is along the journey of Horizon Forbidden West, I really would like to have more things that we're able to do. Now, look, you were able to have side missions. There were things along the journey that you would have to deal with, whether they're enemies, whether it's, having, being able to do potential side missions, but just having even more stuff as you're going throughout the course of the game, just having more ways that you can kind of connect with the franchise, right? I think is really important. Obviously, being an open world scenario, I think it's great, but even expanding upon that will be absolutely much appreciated. Having more ways that we can craft, more ways that we can go ahead and have, more customization, right? More earnable items throughout the world for your character and weaponry and all of those things, I think could really help continue bringing you back to the game over time if you mainly want to play it from a campaign perspective. I also would really like to see, guys, a longer campaign. Okay, so if they're only going to do campaign for Horizon Forbidden West, I really want it to be longer. I just do. I mean, I think if you're going to pay the $60 price tag that most likely Horizon Forbidden West is going to be at this point, I would say that it needs to be, if it's not going to be a full package, that being with, a campaign along with multiplayer elements as well as co-op elements, it needs to be a really expansive world that's going to give you a lot to do and also have a nice long campaign, similar to that like The Witcher or like Fallout, something along those lines. I think I would really appreciate from Horizon, 2 or Horizon Forbidden West. That leads me in the next thing, which I alluded to, guys, which was multiplayer and co-op. I think that this is a game that could absolutely do well and actually really start growing in a major way for multiplayer and co-op. Having PvP or PvE, whether you're going up against waves of enemies with your friends or you're playing against other people, whatever it might be, this is going to help build really build the fan base and build this as a franchise. When you go on Twitch and other places, guys, there's not a lot of people that are actually streaming Horizon Zero Dawn, the first game, because after you're done beating the campaign, you most likely are moving on to other games, unless you play the campaign a couple of times. You're going to move on to other games. And from a viewership perspective, after you beat the game, you're not probably going to watch other people play it necessarily, unless you want to see their initial reaction to beating the game. So what I'm getting at here is making it a full package is a huge deal in my personal opinion. Having ways that we can connect other than just the campaign. Also having multiplayer modes, co-op modes where we can play with our friends. I think that's going to be really important moving into Horizon Forbidden West, guys. And those are the big, the main things that I want to see. It's one thing to ask certain things of like the campaign, right? But I think that even if the multiplayer and co-op modes are pretty cookie cutter, they're pretty, generally just relatively standard, I think that we would just appreciate having more ways that we can come into this universe and into this world and connect and play with other people who are like-minded, who also enjoy Horizon as a whole. And I think it would really take you to the next step. I know Sony is one of those developers, or I should say publishers, that really enjoys narratives. And I get that. I love narratives too. But after you're done playing those narratives, you typically are going to move on to other games, right? I even brought this up with like The Last of Us Part 2. And look, Last of Us Part 2, guys, being, pretty much the most pre-ordered game in history for Sony. I just think, though, that having multiplayer modes and co-op modes is absolutely going to help. And I know that Last of Us Part 2 is going to be adding, multiplayer, like in the form of factions, I believe. But it's after launch. And so even if they did that with Horizon Forbidden West, I just think that would give us some hope that this is going to be a continuing, expanding, franchise. But that's what I want, guys, out of Horizon Forbidden West. Let me know, guys, in the comment section below, what is it you guys want? Are they similar to what I'm saying? Are they completely different than what I'm saying? Let me know in the comment section below. And for more Horizon Forbidden West content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.